Hello students, welcome to the channel. We are studying English grammar. The topic for today is subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement means the subject and the verb should agree with each other. Let us see what does this mean. Example, Richa are traveling alone to London. Don't you think something is wrong in the sentence? Let us see what it is. Richa is the subject which is singular and are is the verb which is plural. The subject and the verb here are not matching, they are not agreeing with each other. Look at this. Richa is traveling alone to London. Here in this sentence, Richa is the subject which is singular and is the verb which is singular as well. Here the subject and the verb, they are agreeing together. So this sentence is correct, whereas the first sentence is wrong. Let us see this. Consider nouns and verbs. When we think of singular nouns like book or pen, the plural noun forms will become books and pens. We will have an S here to make it plural. In case of verbs, singular verbs like likes and draws, these verbs have S, but the plural form of the verbs don't have S here. So for nouns and for verbs, it is exactly the opposite. Plural nouns have S and singular verbs have S. This is very important to remember. Now we will move forward with the rules. There are a set of general rules and specific rules. First we will see general rules. Here rule number 1 is, if subject is singular, the verb should be singular. If subject is plural, the verb should be plural. For example, the child smiles happily. Here child is the subject which is singular and smiles is the verb which is singular as well. Look at this example. The children smile happily. In this example, children is the subject which is plural and smile is the verb which is plural as well. Let us move on to the next rule, which is when a sentence has two subjects, subject 1 and subject 2. Subject 1 is singular and subject 2 is singular as well. When both the subjects are connected by the connective and, the verb is always plural. Let us see this with the help of an example. Example, Arpan and Anil are selected for the tournament. Here Arpan is subject 1, Anil is subject 2, and we have and in between. So the verb which we have used is plural. Let us look at rule number 3. Here again, if we have two subjects, subject 1, subject 2, if both the subjects are singular, like rule 2, and both are connected by the connective and, but both the subjects, subject 1 and subject 2, if they are talking about the same person or the thing or same thing, the verb should be singular. Like look at this example. The actor and director is here. Here there's only one person who is an actor as well as a director. So here both the subjects are used for the same person. That's why the verb here is singular. Now how will we come to know whether actor and director are the same person or are they different people? Now look at this note, which is very important. If only one of the subjects has an article, both the subjects are for the same person or thing. That means here, as we can see, there are two subjects. Subject 1 is actor and subject 2 is director. If any one of the subjects has the article and the other subject does not have any article, that means both the subject refers to the same person or the same thing. Like here, before actor, we have this article the, but before director, there is no article. That means actor and director are the same person. We will move on to rule number 4. Here again, we have two subjects. Subject 1 is singular, subject 2 is also singular. Both are connected by and. But the subject 1 and the subject 2, they refer to different people or different thing. Then the verb is also plural. Look at this example. The actor and the director are here. Here actor and director are two different people. How will we come to know that they are two different people? There is this very important note. If both the subjects have articles, both the subjects are different people or things. Here subject 1 has its article the, subject 2 also has its own article the, because there are two articles. That means we are talking about two different people. So here the verb will be plural. Let us move on to rule number 5. It says if there are two subjects, subject 1 and subject 2, both the subjects are singular, they are connected by a connective and, but when both the subjects express a single idea, the verb is supposed to be singular. Like, look at this example. Bread and butter is a healthy breakfast. Now, bread is one subject, butter is another subject. Here, the verb we have used is singular. It is because bread and butter, they both are expressing a single idea of a healthy breakfast. Now there are some specific rules as well. We will see them. Rule number 1. Whenever we see each or every before any singular subject, the verb is always singular. Look at this example. Every candidate is present for the interview. Here we can see every, so the verb is singular. Rule number 2. If there are two subjects, subject 1 is singular, subject 2 is also singular, but they are connected by these four connectives, either or, neither nor, or nor. If this is the case, then the verb is always singular. Look at this example. Neither Nagpur nor Chennai is near. Now we have two subjects, Nagpur and Chennai, but they are connected by neither nor. Therefore, the verb is singular. Let us move on to rule number 3. Here again we have two subjects, but subject 1 is singular and subject 2 is plural. They are connected with either or, neither nor, or nor. In this case, the verb is plural. Look at this example. Neither the doctor nor the nurses are here. Here, the second subject is plural, which is nurses, because we have s here, and the verb is are, which is plural. Now, there's a very important note here. The verb agrees with the nearest subject. Now consider the same example. Neither the doctor nor the nurses. Now are is the verb. According to this note, the verb agrees with the nearest subject. Now the nearest subject to are is nurses. There's another subject as well, which is doctor, but doctor is far and nurses is near. So the verb will always follow the nearest subject. Look at this example. Neither the nurses nor the doctor is here. Now both these statements are exactly alike except for the position of subject 1 and subject 2. In the first example, subject 2 was plural. In the second example, subject 2 is singular. So the verb always follows the nearest subject. Here nearest subject is singular, so the verb we have used is singular. In the previous case, the nearest subject was plural, so the verb used was plural. Let us move on to rule number 4. Collective nouns always have singular verbs. For example, the committee has agreed. Here, committee is a collective noun and has is a single verb. Rule number 5. If noun looks plural but is singular, the verb is singular. Consider this example. Social studies is easy. Now, social studies is a noun. Because it has es at the end, this noun looks plural. But actually, social science is a subject and a subject is always singular. So, because this is a singular subject, the verb is also singular. Rule number 6. If noun looks singular but is plural, the verb should be plural. For example, the police have arrested them. Here, the word police looks singular because there is no s, but police is actually plural. That's why the verb we have used here is also plural. Rule number 7. Whenever we have a plural noun but it talks about quality or quantity, the verb is always singular. For example, 4,000 rupees is a large sum of money. Now 4,000 rupees is obviously a plural noun, but it is a quantity. So whenever we have a plural noun as a quantity, the subject is always singular. So we have used here is. Let us look at the other rule, rule number 8. If we have two subjects, subject 1 and subject 2, and they are connected by these four connectives as well as with, together with, or in addition to, the verb agrees with subject 1 and not the subject 2. It agrees with subject 1. Look at this example. The leader as well as his followers is honest. Now here subject 1 is singular. Followers is subject 2, but the verb is still singular because it is following subject 1. Let us see rule number 9 now. Verb follows subject and not the nearest noun. Let us see this with the help of an example. Example, the taste of the biscuits is good. Now here the taste is the subject. Biscuits is a noun which is near to the verb is. Now we have seen in the last few rules that the verb follows the nearest subject. But here this nearest word is not a subject, it is just a noun. The subject is the taste. So here the verb which is used is singular because the subject is singular. The nearest noun is biscuits. It is plural, but we are not supposed to take this into consideration. We are just supposed to look at the subject. Rule number 10. Whenever you see is one of the in any of the sentence, the verb is always plural. Like look at this example. She is one of the cleverest girls who have passed out of college. We see one of the, we write plural verb. Let us see the rule number 11. Whenever you see words like shoes, scissors, trousers, spectacles, glasses, the verb is always plural. For example, his shoes were very old. Rule number 12, this is the last rule. Whenever we have the same set of words, shoes, scissors, trousers, spectacles, glasses, etc., but we have this phrase, a pair of, before these set of words, the verb is singular. Example, a pair of shoes was purchased by her. Now look at this sentence and compare them. Here we just have shoes. So the verb is plural. Here we have a pair of shoes. So here the verb is singular. That's all. See you later.